morning, everyone. So we are going to discuss today the third case for the law of signs. We have the ambiguous case. So from the word itself, when you say ambiguous, it's quite complicated. So as a review, law of signs again can be used for the following cases. We have the first one, if the given are the two angles and they are included side, then you are going to use law of signs. The second case is the SAA. If the two angles and the non-included side is given, you are going to use law of signs again. And today, we will be discussing SSA. In here, the given are the two sides and of course, the non-included angle. So we have here that SSA is called the ambiguous case kasi maraming possible or maraming possibilities if you have the SSA case. So let us begin. So the first thing that we are going to have here is that if we are going to consider where A is an acute angle. So dito, ang unang case natin, our A is an acute angle. So ito yung ating angle A. That is an acute angle. What we are going to do here is we are going to make side A of various lengths. Paano yung side A natin? Yung side A natin is opposite the given angle. So yun ang titingnan nyo. Kung ano man yung given na angle, titingnan nyo yung opposite side niya. Yun ang tinutukoy natin. Now, kung magagawa tayo ng various lengths ng ating side A, let's have the first case. Again, ang ating acute angle, ang ating angle na given is an acute angle. So, our first case is that A is equal to B. Okay, so ayan. So, A is equal to B. Ang tanong, can we create a triangle if A is equal to B? Okay, so obviously, as you can see here, there is one oblique triangle that can be made. If our A is equal to B and angle A is an acute angle, then there is one oblique triangle that can be made. So wala tayong magiging problema. Now, second scenario, if our A on the other hand is greater than B, yung ating side A, yung ating kulay blue, yan yung ating side A ha. So kung ang ating side A naman is greater than the given side, kasi dalawang side ang given natin So if the A or the side, the opposite side of the given angle is greater than sa B, what will happen? What is the possibility? Can we create a triangle? Yes, obviously. So, yung blue natin, yung ating side A. And as you can see here, there is one oblique triangle that can be made. So, merong isang oblique triangle na mabubuo. Now, in this case, as we are going to notice, our A, yung blue natin, this time around, our A naman is less than B. If A is less than B, we have to compare it also with the height of the triangle. And if you are going to look at here, our A is less than B and our A is also less than the height. So kung less than siya sa B at pag kinumpare natin sa height at less than din sa height, yung ating A, do you think can we create a triangle? Okay, kung dyan natin ilalagay, may mabubuo ba tayong triangle? Okay, as you can see here, kahit saan natin ilagay itong A natin, pag nilayo natin or kaya ilalapit pa natin dito, hindi niya matatouch itong fixed side na C. So there will be no triangle formed. So kailan walang mabubuong triangle? Again, if A is less than B and if A is less than the height, then there will be no triangle formed. Walang mabubuong triangle. So that's the first possibility if A is less than B. Another possibility, this time around again, A is less than B. But this time around, our A is equal to H. So this is the second possibility if A is less than B and if A is equal to H. So kung equal siya sa H, makakabuo ba ng triangle? Yes, nakakabuo ng triangle. And as you can see, merong isang right triangle na nabuo. So again, if A is less than B and if A is equal to H, there will be one right triangle that can be formed. So again, kanina, our A, sige, let us have is 1. Yung una nating case, A is less than B and A is also less than H. Nakita nyo naman kanina that there is no triangle formed. Ito, our A is still less than B and this time around, A is equal to the height. There is one right triangle. Now, there is another third case for this one. We have A, this time around, A is less than B. So, A again is less than B. But this time around, A is less than B and A on the other hand is greater than the height. So yung B natin ay mas maliit, yung A natin ay mas maliit sa B pero mas mahaba siya sa height. Ang tanong, makakabuo ba tayo ng ating triangle? Can we create a triangle here? Yes, okay. So makakabuo tayo ng isa. And as you can see here, nakabuo tayo ng isang triangle at yung angle B natin is an acute angle. Pero merong tanong dyan, can another triangle be made with the same length? Ito lang ba ang pwedeng triangle na mabuo pag ba ating inilipat or pag ating nilikot itong ating A, ating ilalayo o kaya ilalapit? Do you think can we still create another triangle? If you are going to look at here, yes, meron pang isang triangle. But if you are going to notice here, this time around, our B is an obtuse angle. So, ano yung ating third case? A is less than B, but A is greater than the height. If A is greater than the height, ilang triangle ang mabubuo natin? Yes, there are two oblique triangles wherein yung mabubuong isang angle, one is acute and the other one is obtuse. So, let's have a recap. Ito pa lang ang case natin ha. The given angle is an acute angle. So, if A is equal to B, what will happen? One oblique triangle can be formed. If A is greater than B, one oblique triangle can be formed as well. Now, if A is less than B, eto na yung maraming possibilities. Pwedeng walang triangle, pwedeng isang triangle lang ang mabubuo, pero pwedeng dalawang triangle ang mabubuo. Now, kailan mangyayari na 0, 1, or 2 triangles ang mabubuo? We have to compare it with the height. And if A is less than the height, yon, no triangle can be formed. If A is equal to the height, there is one right triangle can be formed. But if A is greater than the height, there will be two oblique triangles that can be formed. Now, let us have if A is equal to B. So again, these are the possibilities if A is less than B. So ang tanong na lang natin is how are we going to get the value of H? Kasi we need to compare. If A is less than B, we need to compare it with the height so that we can determine if there will be no triangle, one triangle, or two triangles that can be formed. Now, considering our triangle here, eto yung ating H, anong trigonometric ratio ang gagamitin natin to find our H? This is our given angle, SSA. This is the given angle. Kung ito yung height ng triangle, tapos ito pa yung isang side, paano natin kukunin ang height? You are going to notice that we will be using here sine A is equal to, we have the opposite side of angle A is H and then the hypotenuse opposite the right angle is B. So if we do cross multiplication, diba? Kaya ang ating equation will be H is equal to B sine A. And then you can now compare it to A. Sige, para wag malito. A is an acute angle. So, SSA natin, A is an acute angle. Case number 1, if A is equal to B, one triangle. Case number 2, if A is greater than B, one triangle. Pero pag case number 3, A is less than B, ito ang pwedeng mangyari. Anong unang gagawin? Kukuhanin natin ang H. Ano ang equation? B sine A. Then pag alam nyo na yung H, you are going to compare it with A. And this will be the result. no triangle, 1 right triangle, and 2 oblique triangles. I hope you can follow. Now, this is only if the given angle is an acute angle. But we can consider also, what if in SAA, the given angle is an obtuse angle? So, marami pa ulit possibilities yan. Let's have with the first case. If angle A is an obtuse angle, if the given angle is an obtuse. So, we have the first one. Anong mapapansin nyo sa first one? Yung ating blue ulit is our A. So, yung ating magiging side A, if you are going to notice here, is less than the other given side, which is B. Ang tanong, is there a triangle that can be formed? Okay, so obviously wala. Kahit saan mo ipwesto tong A natin, palayuin or palapitin, hindi yan magiging closed figure. So if A is less than, if A is less than B, there is no triangle form. That is if our A is an obtuse angle. Second case, in here, our A is equal to B. Can there be a triangle na mabubuo? Again, if A is equal to B, as you can see, wala pa ring triangle na mabubuo. Ano? And then the last case, in here, our A is greater than B. If A is greater than B, may mabubuo na bang triangle? Yes, we can create or makakabuo ng isang oblique triangle. Ang tanong, yan ba ay isang oblique triangle lang? Yes, pag itong ating A ay inilapit natin, ay inilayo natin, hindi na siya magiging closed figure, so hindi pwede. On the other hand, kung itong A natin ay ilalapit natin, anong mangyayari? Yung side ay mag-e-extend dito, mag-o-overlap. Ano? So by definition ng polygon at triangle, ng polygon, hindi na siya triangle kung yung ating side A ay ilalapit natin at magkakaroon ng overlap dito sa side. So ito lang yung pwedeng mabuong triangle, isa lang. So if A, sulat natin, if A is greater than B, then there will be one oblique triangle that can be formed. Okay, so ito yung tatandaan natin. Ano, we have the first one, you have to remember if A. So ang titingnan nyo muna is the given A, the given angle. Is the given angle an acute angle or an obtuse angle? Then you have to compare it with, you have to compare the opposite side of the given angle and the other given side. If it is greater than, equal, o kaya ay less than. Then these are the possibilities. I hope you can follow. Let's have an example for this. Okay, so this is our example number 1. We are going to solve triangle ABC where A is equal to 5, B is equal to 12, and A is equal to 50. This is SAA because we have two sides that are given, and then the non-included angle, a non-included angle is also given, which is A is equal to 50. So if you have SSA, there are a lot of possibilities. Now, one by one, ano ang unang titignan? The first thing that you have to look is the given angle. So our given angle is A is equal to 50. So we have here A. Is it acute or obtuse? So obviously, our given angle is an acute angle. So yan ang una nating i-determine. Second, you look at the opposite side of the given angle. Of course, the opposite side of angle A is side A. You look at the opposite side and can compare it to the other given side. So the other given side here is B. And as you can see here, our A is actually less than the other given side, which is B. So, if we are going to look doon sa ating okay, if we are going to look at here, so saang case tayo papasok sa ating example number 1? So dito tayo papasok, di ba? A is an acute angle and then A is less than B. So ibig sabihin, may tatlong possibility doon sa ating example. Pwedeng walang triangle, pwedeng isang triangle, or pwede namang dalawang triangle. Paano natin malalaman? Of course, we need to get the height. We need to compare it to the height. Paano natin kukunin ng height? We are going to use H is equal to B sine A. So let's go back doon sa ating okay, let us go back sa ating given. So ang given natin Okay, so let's go back here. So again, A is less than B. There are three possibilities. Pwedeng 0, pwedeng 1, pwede ding 2. Pero for us to determine, we need to get the value of the height. Doon natin i-compare. So we have here height is equal to B sine A. So ito ang ating equation to get the height. So we have H is equal to B sine A. So for us to get the height, substituting the values, our B is 12. So we have 12. Saan natin kinuhang 12? Dito. So we have 12 sine our A. Angle A is 50. So we have 12 sine 50. So gagamitin nyo lang ang calculator. Pipindutin nyo lang 12 sine 50. And what will be the value of H? Approximately, the height is 9.12. So pag meron na kayong height, i-compare naman natin to sa A. Ang A natin ay 5, ang height natin ay 9.12. So if we compare it, anong masasabi ninyo? Our A is less than the height. So if A is less than the height, ano ngayon ang magiging verdict natin? If A is less than the height, eto yon. A is less than the height, here it is. So there is no triangle that can be formed. So looking dito, A is less than B. Our angle A is acute angle. Our side A is less than the B. So we have to get the height para ma-determine natin kung 0, 1, or 2 triangles. At nakuha na natin ang height. And as comparing, or as we compare, we have noticed that our A is less than the height. So ano ang ibig sabihin niyan? It means if A is less than the height, there is no triangle formed. So, no need for us to solve. Hindi na tayo magsosolve. Kasi, base dito sa ating SSA case, wala namang triangle na mabubuo. But if you insist to solve, halimbawa, hindi nyo napansin na ito yung kalalabasan, nag-solve kayo. If you solve, sabi natin, we are going to use law of sine. So, we will be having A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Yan ang gagamitin ninyo. Ipinilit nyo pa rin na mag-solve kahit no triangle. So, ganito, A over sine A equals B over sine B. So, we have A, we have 5 over our sine A is 50, A is 50. And then B is given 12. Ang kukuhanin naman natin dito is angle B. If we are going to get angle B, yes, cross multiplication, that is 5. Sine B is equal to 12 sine 50 by cross multiplication. Kukunin natin ay yung sine B. So we have here sine B is equal to, using MPE, we will be having 12 sine 50 divided by 5. Saan galing tong 5 na to? Galing dito, using MPE. Kukunin natin yung B, ang kukuhanin natin. So, yung sine pupunta sa kabila, magiging arc sine or sine inverse. Sine inverse, that is 12 sine 50 over 5. Pag nag-solve kayo, Pero, pag gumamit kayo ng calculator, eto, ang ginamit ko ay GeoGebra. If I will be having sine inverse, 12 sine 50 over 5, you're going to notice na ang lumabas ay question mark. Pag kayo ay nag-calculator at pinindot nyo to, sine inverse, 12 sine 50 over 5, ang lalabas sa inyo ay syntax error. Pag lumabas ay syntax error, hindi sira ang inyong calculator. Anong ibig sabihin noon? Sabi nga natin dito sa atin kanina, kasi there will be no triangle formed. If this is the case, wala namang triangle na mabubuo. So kahit mag-solve kayo, wala pa rin kayong masosolve. Syntax error lang yan. Because again nga, there will be no triangle formed. I hope you get it. Now let us have example number 2. In here, we are going to solve triangle ABC, but this time around, our A is equal to 12, our B is equal to 16, and our A is equal to 40. Again, ang una nyong titignan is the given angle. And in here, our given angle A is actually an acute angle. So, A is an acute angle. Next, you look at the opposite of the angle, side A. And in here, our side A is 12, our side B is 16. So, our A is less than side B. kung titignan natin yung ating conclusion kanina, what will happen? Our A is less than B. So if A is less than B, again, there are three possibilities. It could be 0, 1, or 2. For us to determine kung 0, 1, or 2, we need to get the height using the equation B sin A. So balik tayo dito, kunin natin ang height using B sin A. So let us get the height using B sin A. So substitute our B again. Here is 16. Then we have sine. Our given angle is 40. So the height using your calculator, dire-diretso lang yan. 16 sine 40. The answer is, yes, it is 10.28. Then meron na tayong height and again our A is given, which is 12. We need to compare the side and the height, and as you can see here, our side A is actually greater than the height. So anong ibig sabihin if A is greater than the height? So let us look if A is greater than the height. So if A is greater than the height, this one, meaning to say there are two oblique triangles. So, dalawang triangle ang ating isosolve. So, two triangles daw yan because A is less than B and A is greater than H. So, dalawang triangle ang mabubuo. So, dalawang triangle ang isosolve natin. So, let's have two triangles. Ito yung una, A, B, C. Ito yung pangalawa, angle A, angle B, and angle C. And then, ito yung isa pa. This is our triangle number 1. Here is our triangle number 2. The sides are A, B, and C. The angles are A, B, and C. Ang given natin is A, which is 12, of course. B is 16. Ganun din sa kabila. Siyempre, A is 12 and B is 16. Then given is angle A, which is 40. So we have here angle A is 40. So, dalawang isosolve natin. Hahanapin natin dito ang C, hahanapin natin dito ang B, and then hahanapin din natin ang angle C. Again, this is SSA. So, we are going to use law of sine. So, kunin natin ang angle B. Anong equation ang gagamitin natin? Law of sines para makuha natin ang angle B. Yung gagamitin natin is that A over sine A is equal to B over sine B. Ang kukunin natin is angle B. I-substitute lang natin ang given natin. Our A is 12 over sine our angle A is 40. It is equal to our B is given. We have 16 over ang hahanapin natin ay angle B. So we have over sine B. Cross multiplication. By cross multiplication, unahin natin itong may unknown. So if we do cross multiplication, we have 12 sine B is equal to 16 sine 40. Now, kukuhanin natin ang B. So, let's have sine B here. Sine B is equal to, using MPE, multiplication property of equality, then sine B will be equal to 16 sine 40 over 12. Saan galing yung 12? Dito. Nag-MPE tayo, kaya nagkaroon ng over 12 dito. Pero, ang kinukuha natin is angle B. Again, yung sine dito, lilipat on the other side of the equation. So, yan ay magiging sine inverse or arc sine. So, sine inverse is equal to, kopyahin lang natin, 16 sine 40 over 12. Using your calculator, pwede nyong kunin ang value ng 16 sine 40 and then over 12 and then sine inverse. Pero pwede naman natin yang isolve isa-isa or isolve at once using your calculator. So pag gumamit ng calculator, you look at here, ito ang pipindutin. We have sine inverse, we have 16 sine 40 over 12. And as you can see here, i-round up lang natin to the nearest hundreds. Then our answer will be, ano ang sagot natin? So our angle B here, what will be the measure? If we are going to round off, it will be equal to 58.99 degrees. So our angle B in our triangle 1 is 58.99 degrees. Sabi natin kanina, in two oblique triangles, one of the angle B is acute, and the other one will be obtuse. Pag nakuha nyo na tong acute na angle B, pwede nyo nang kuhanin yung obtuse na angle B sa triangle number 2 because the relationship between these two angles is that they are supplementary. So kung ito yung ating acute angle B, para makuha natin yung isang angle B which is an obtuse, since they are supplementary, magkakaroon lang tayo ng 180 minus 58.99. At yun na yung obtuse na angle B. At pag sinubtract natin yan, it will be equal to, ano ang sagot dyan? The answer is 121.01. So it means that the angle B in our triangle number 2 is 121.01 degrees. And syempre, pag meron na kayong angle A and angle B, it will be easier for us to get angle C. So pag kinuha natin yung angle C sa ating triangle number 1, as you all know, alam nyo naman that the sum of ABC is equal to 180. So para makuha natin ang angle C, we are just going to subtract from 180 yung ating dalawang given angle, which is angle A, which is 40, at yung angle B sa triangle number 1 is 58.99. And as we subtract it, the answer will become 81.01 degrees. So our angle C sa triangle number 1 is 81.01 degrees. And of course, ganun din ang gagawin natin. For us to get angle C in our triangle number 2, we are just going to subtract from 180 yung dalawang given na angles. Angle A in triangle number 2 is 40 and angle B in triangle number 2 is 121.01. At pag sinubtract natin yan, the answer will become 18.99 degrees. So angle C in our triangle number 2 is 18.99 degrees. So ang kulang na lang natin in both triangle is our side C. So we are going to use law of sines for side C. Sa ating triangle number 1, kukunin natin ang side C. Ang equation natin is C over sin C is equal to A over sin A. Ang kukunin natin ay C. Ang angle C sa ating triangle number 1 is 81.01. So 81.01 is equal to side A is 12. And then angle A ng ating triangle number 1 is 40. Then we do cross multiplication. So we have C. Sin 40 is equal to 12 sin 81.01. Ang kukunin lang natin ay C, so we have to use MPE. If we use MPE, the resulting equation will be 12 sin 81.01 over sin 40. And then, what will happen here? Pipindutin lang sa calculator. 12 sin 81.01 divided by sin 40. And the answer will become 18.44. So, ang ating side C dito ay 18.44. This is the longest side C, if you are going to notice, because the largest angle is our angle C. And then, kunin natin yung side C ng triangle number 2. So, triangle number 2, kunin natin ang side C. You are going to use the same equation. Pareho lang. Then, substitute natin. C over sin. Ang angle C sa ating triangle number 2 ay ito, 18.99. So, we have sin 18.99 is equal to, pareho lang ang A, 12, at pareho lang ang angle A, which is 40. Cross multiplication, C sin 40 equals 12. We have sin 18.99. Again, silang ang kukuhanin natin. So, we use MPE. The resulting equation is 12 sin 18.99 over sin 40. And then, calculator na lang ang gagamitin. 12 sin 18.99 over sin 40. The answer is Yes, our answer is 6.07. So we have here 6.07. As you can see here, C is the shortest side. It is because the smallest angle is angle C. I hope you can still follow. We have triangle DEF. This time around, it's DEF. Side D is 10, F is 19, and angle F is 120. Una ulit titignan is the given angle. In here, ang given angle natin is F. And obviously, our angle, 120 degrees. Therefore, it is an obtuse angle. Now, you look at the opposite side of the given angle. Of course, the opposite is 19. So, we are going to compare it sa kasama pa niya. So, we have F. Again, ang F natin is an obtuse. So, we have F. As you can see here, our F is greater than the other side, which is D. So, F is greater than D. Pag tiningnan natin, ang ating... Okay, so F is equal to D. We have obtuse. Then, we have again, tingnan natin, F, yung ating side ay greater than sa D. So, obtuse, tapos greater than. Ito. So, yung pangatlo. Ibig sabihin, there is one oblique triangle then came before. So, isang triangle lang ang ating isosolve. Now, let us solve. So, we have here one oblique triangle. So, let us solve now triangle DEF. So, we will be solving or we will be having side D, side E, side F. We have angle D, angle E, and angle F. Let us write the given. Our side D is 10. Our side F is 19. And our angle F is 120. So we are going to look for side E. Also, angle D and angle E. If you are going to look at here, kita naman natin, dito pa lang, pwede na nating malaman na ang ating gagamitin na equation ay since we have D here and then kompleto ang F, may side D dito, una nating makukuha is angle D. So, ang equation na gagamitin natin will be D over sine D is equal to, given also is F, over sine F. Then let us substitute. Our D is 10. So we have 10 over sine D. Nawawala is angle D. Our F is 19 over sine. Ang our angle F is 120. By cross multiplication, unahin natin yung may unknown. So we have 19 sine D is equal to 10 sine 120. Kung kukuhanin natin ang sine D using MPE, magiging 10 sine 120 over 19. But then again, ang kukunin lang natin is angle D. So pag ang angle lang hinahanap, magkakaroon tayo ng arc sine or sine inverse. 10 sine 120, kopyahin lang yung nasa taas, over 19. And then using your calculator, tingin kayo sa taas, ito ang inyong ipipindutin, sine inverse. So yan ang pipindutin ninyo. We have sine inverse and then 10 sine 120 over 19. Ayan yan. And this will be the answer. Rounding off to the nearest hundreds, ano ang measure ng ating angle D? Ang measure ng ating angle D, base here is 27 point. Pag ni-round up natin, that is 12. So, 27.12 degrees. So, angle D is 27.12 degrees. And again, madali na sa ating kunin ang angle E. Para kunin ang angle E, since 180 ang sum ng interior angle ng triangle, so 180 minus 120 minus 27.12. Kin-minus lang natin itong dalawang given na angle. Pag kinuha natin ang difference, makukuha na natin ang angle E. And if we subtract, E will become 32.88. So, this is 32.88 degrees. So, isa na lang ang nawawala, which is side E. So, pag kinuha natin ang side E, unahin na natin yung E. So, we have E over sine E is equal to, again, kumpleto yung ating F. So, we have F over sine F. So, we have E, ang nawawala. Then, we have sine, angle E is here. So, again, ito ang ating angle E, 32.88. Isa-substitute lang natin. So, E over sine 32.88 is equal to our F, again, is 19 over sine ng ating angle F is 120. If we do cross multiplication, ano ang magiging natin? If we do cross multiply, we have here E sine 120 is equal to 19 sine 32.88. We have 32.88 sine E. Then what will happen here? We have E ang hahanapin natin. So E is equal to 19 sine 32.88 over we have sine 120. And then calculator lang ang gagamitin ninyo. If you use a calculator, what will be the value of E? E will become 11.91. So we have here 11.91. And as you have noticed, the largest angle is opposite the longest side. Our smallest angle is D. That is why the shortest side is side D. So again, that is ambiguous case. Ambiguous talaga, complicated. So again, that is the law of sines, the third case, SSA or ambiguous case. Alam kong medyo mahaba, but I hope you do understand it. And again, thank you for watching.